This is Stephen Winzenburg on the weekend on News Radio 1040 WHO. Leslie Jonath is with us. Leslie is one of the authors of a really cute book called Snowmen. And Leslie, this one is really fun because it's got pictures of all sorts of unique snow sculptures. I just loved it. Thanks for being with us.
It's so nice to hear that. Thank you so much.
Now, my first question, of course, is what is a San Francisco woman doing writing a book about snowmen?
I'm so glad you asked. I actually went to college in Middlebury, Vermont.
Oh, you had
so
you had your fill of snow.
Yeah. And Peter Cole, who is the sculptor in the book, actually I met him in college, and he can make a good snowman, that's for sure.
Well, the book is really an art book because you've created art pieces with snow, and in the book you're giving us instructions on how we can do it in really pretty simple methods, right?
Yeah, well, we tried because what we wanted to do is we wanted people to feel like they could go out and reinvent the idea of a snowman.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, snow is free. It's something you can do with your family. For a lot of people, it's something they did in their childhoods. And we wanted to give people new ideas. So instead of just, well, obviously the 3-ball snowman is a great one, a classic. But we also thought you could do things like snow aliens, and you can make snow bots, and you can make you can illuminate snow with flashlights and candles, and there's all kinds of beautiful things you can do with snow.
Yeah, the thing you did with lights, that really struck me. You've got a really cool snow angel in here where you just simply take some snowballs and you put them in a kind of circle as it continues to go up. It gets... How do you describe it? You do a much better job than I do. Can you describe the snow angel? Because you stick a light in the middle of it, and it's really cool.
Well, what you do is you put it you dig a hole in a snowbank. Or a shelf, and then you put a screen. Actually, you put a flashlight under it that's turned on before you put it under the screen. And then over the screen is really just to keep the snow off of the flashlight. It should be a waterproof flashlight, by the way. And then you build up a little, like a tower of snowballs around it, and the light filters through, and it's a wonderful illuminated, sort of almost like a lantern. And in this case, Peter put a little face on it and made it into an angel.
Really cool. Leslie Jonath is one of the authors of Snowmen. It's available from Chronicle Books. Leslie, give us some other examples of things in the book.
Well, we also made some very, very big all-day projects. We did Snowby Dick, which is a big white whale, probably 20 feet long. It took us all day to do it. But then the next day, we took the tail down from Snowby Dick, and we made a Stegosaurus. So you can make like a big, huge all-day project, and then the next day, take all the work you've done and do another project. We also, you know, when we went up to the snow, we had some ideas of what we wanted to do. We brought props, we brought hats, we brought candy, we brought all kinds of things that would inspire us. And then we let the snow sort of speak to us. So a little log became a great place to build little ladybugs that we built over across it. A big bluff became the spaceship in the snow alien scene. So part of what's great about building with snow or any kind of environmental art is that you start with your inspiration. You look around and you think, well, what could I do here? And then you get a few props and you can play.
So you really have to visualize it using your surroundings.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great part of it.
So there's creativity involved.
Yeah, and a lot, I think that's what we want the book to do, is we want the book to inspire people to then go out and figure out their own kinds of things they'd like to do.
We're going to open up the WHO radio phone lines now and find out about your creativity when it comes to snow. What have you built out of snow? Fort, unusual snowman, sculpture. What have you done with it? Going to give away 2 copies today to 2 of our callers at the end of this hour. So tell us about your unusual snow sculptures or what you've done with snow. And we're going to go to the phone lines on News Radio 1040 WHO. And Brad is up first on WHO Radio. Hi, Brad.
Hi, Stephen.
Tell us about your snow sculpture.
Well, it's been an ongoing type of deal with my kids growing up, but thank goodness we had another small child to where we could redo it again. But we did make the register this year with a huge green alligator is what we always do.
Yeah, I saw that.
With his mouth open, with the red teeth, of course, and red claws and everything else. But it is about 25 to 30 feet long. But
wow. That is amazing.
It's great. It's fun.
And didn't you use food color, or what did you use for that?
Yeah, that's what I used. We used like a gallon and a half yard sprayer, and we just used food coloring, water and food coloring, and then it's just like spray painting, so it's great for the kids. They love it.
Food coloring in a yard sprayer.
Yep, exactly.
Oh my, that is a great technique.
It's fun. It is work, however.
Yeah. How old are your children?
What's that?
How old are your children?
Well, the two oldest are 19 and 17, and now we have a 7-year-old.
Oh.
So we've been able to do it for about 12 years now, and why we always do an alligator, none of us know. But that's what we started off with, and that's what we've continued with.
Does it always pretty much look the same, or do you do the different things?
We wrap it around the tree so his tail is different usually, or his tail will be go in a different direction, or his body will be twisted. But generally, yeah, it ends up being about the same thing. We aren't that creative after we finally did one, but it's fun.
And how much time does it take you to do it each year?
Well, luckily, it was fortunate enough last year to have a 16-year-old help me. So last year it was a lot easier, and generally about 3.5 to 4 hours.
Well, that's not bad.
No, this one this year, since we had plenty of snow, it was large, but it was about 4 to 5 hours.
Well, Brad, congratulations, especially making the paper on that, too. And if you hold on, I'm going to give you a copy of her book because you will just be amazed by what you see, and maybe next year you'll come up with some different things, too.
Oh, I want a picture. Have you taken pictures of your alligators?
Oh, definitely. We've got postcards from all over. Our neighbors have sent them to people in different states and everything, and so they send it back saying how much they enjoy it.
That's one thing that I really love about Snowmen is it really becomes public art. It's really the reactions you get from people.
True.
Who are so excited and so grateful for something so lovely.
Exactly.
Hey, Brad, after it was in the paper, did people drive by your house to look at it?
We've always had a line, regardless of paper or not, yeah. We had the school kids, the whole Perkins School, they came down and enjoyed it, so it's lots of fun.
Is it still there?
No. This one did last longer than any of them ever has, of course, with our wonderful Iowa weather this year. But
oh, come on, you're not going to make another one?
Well, we could after this last snowfall,
That's right.
It's been awfully cold. So.
Well, that's great. You hold on. We'll get you a copy of Leslie's book, Snowmen. Leslie, I want to get some techniques here. I want to find out about how to build snow sculptures. What are some of the basics? Like, for example, what's the best kind of snow to use? Because we all think like we have to wait till it's melting to build a regular snowman, but you've got some tips that say you can pretty much use any type of snow, but you have to do some things to it.
Yeah, when we first got to the mountains, we had not enough snow when we went off to do the book, and Peter was using a spray bottle so that if you have snow that's icy or grainy, you can actually sort of keep pressing the snow together, and then with a spray bottle, water, it will cause the snow to actually meld together. Wet snow is the best snow to use, but if you don't have wet snow, you can use a spray bottle. The other thing is if you have icy snow, you can carve it. And that like the snow bugs on the log, we just carve them. So you can, depending on the kind of snow, will depend on the way that you're going to shape it. But those are two techniques that we used when we didn't have snow that was great. Dry snow really is harder, but if you wet it with the spray bottle, usually you can make something.
What are some of the tools that are necessary to sculpt snow?
You need mittens because it's really
Yeah, I think so.
we tried to make it.
Oh, you California girls are such wimps.
I know, it's terrible.
We just use our bare hands out here in the Midwest.
We actually tried to make the book so that you didn't have to have a lot of tools, but obviously a shovel is really useful, so you could move big quantities of snow, and you can have little carving tools. A butter knife can be a great carving tool. Anything that has an edge. You can use cookie sheets to flatten out snow.
Oh, yeah.
Again, anything in your house that you can use little...
I think you mentioned like Jell-O molds.
Jell-O molds. We made
shapes.
the Winter Palace using just freezer trays. So we'd pack it with snow and then invert it, so you would get all these great blocks. We made the snow bat was made the same way, where we would take I think it was Tupperware, and we would pack different sizes of Tupperware, and then put them together and stack them so that they would look like a snow bat. And even ice cubes. We used ice cubes to crenulate the top of the Winter Palace.
Now, what about some of the little extras? I know you use pieces of cloth, and, most of us, we get the carrot out or, stick a stick in for the arms or something, but you've got a little bit of extra things in here.
Well, we went and found a lot. Peter likes to go to the flea markets, and I, of course, like to go look through my old costume jewelry, and you can just use anything. We did a whole series called the Celebrity Snowmen, where you make the same head and then you decorate it with sequins or anything that will give the celebrity character.
You have really cute pictures in here. You have a snow punk. You have the head of a person with a bunch of carrots sticking out of his head, and it looks like a punk rocker.
The candy corn we put little teeth there.
You have Picasso, where you've taken different shapes, and it looks like a Picasso painting almost. Just a variety of ideas here, and really pretty simple. I think most of us could make these types of things. What did you make that you think would be really difficult for the average person to do?
We did a cowboy in a bathtub. And that one was really, we carved into a wall of snow, and we didn't even give instructions for that one just because we thought it was so complicated. But we did want to show people that if they had an idea and they thought they could try it, that they should. There's a candelabra there and a lasso, and it looks like if you're far away, it looks like you're sneaking up on somebody who is in the bathtub.
Because you mentioned you should know the landscape and then use the landscape. Use what's there, essentially. If there's a wall of snow or if you've got mounds or drifts, you should utilize that as part of your sculpture.
Well, it's very hard to move big quantities of snow. So if you're doing like the Stegosaurus we were doing, or the Snowby Deck, we started with an existing mound of snow and then built onto it and built more to it. Mm-hmm. So especially with the large shapes, you want to take advantage of what nature has given you.
The book not only has great pictures and ideas for you for building snowmen, but it also has some treats. That's right, recipes of snowmen. And Leslie, I think, haven't you also done one on sand as well?
Yes, we did a book called Sand Castles, which is also out. The idea for the book on snowmen came after we did sand, just because it was winter when we thought of the Sandcastle book. So we took advantage of the weather. Oh,
well, we'll have to have you on in the summer then about Sandcastles.
That'd be fun.
I love this book. It's filled with great pictures. One of my favorite little easy-to-do snow sculptures is the snow bunnies. You simply take a big snowball, and then you take about half the size of that snowball and put it on top, so you've got 2 snowballs, and then you have some pointy ears, put 2 pennies on for eyes, and stick some toothpicks in for the whiskers, and you have little snow bunnies, and you can stick them right out on your deck so that you can look out your window onto these little snow bunnies. And great ideas like that in this book, Snowmen. And Leslie, there is a neat final chapter in here where you have no snow snowmen. Explain what that includes.
Well, that was for either a day when there was a blizzard and you just couldn't get out there, but you wanted to make snowmen, or you didn't have enough snow to make snowmen. So there's little craft projects, how to make cards, how to take pictures of your snowmen. Brad had that great alligator project that he had done. I was thinking if he had taken a progressive bunch of photographs, he could make great cards. I guess his neighbors had made some. And then there's a lot of food. So you can make a snowman out of ice cream, or you can make a snowman out of marshmallows, so you can eat them. Mm-hmm. Especially the marshmallows, because you put it in hot cocoa.
You have this marshmallow mint, and you just take marshmallows, you kind of melt them together?
You take the marshmallows and you melt them together and you roll them into balls, because marshmallows aren't really round, so we wanted to make them so that they'd be soft and round, and they would fall together in the right sizes.
Then you put powdered sugar on them, and just sounds good. You're making me hungry.
We did a meringue man. You can make meringue. It's a little fancy, but then it becomes a centerpiece that after you eat dinner, you can rip the head off and eat it.
Mm-hmm. So what have you learned from all this? Is snow art? Can you actually use snow for art?
I think so. I think that snow is a very easy, forgiving medium, and it lends itself to all kinds of different projects. I think that there is in addition to all the winter carnivals all over the country, there is a famous ice palace in Finland where people make a whole house out of ice. I haven't been there yet, but I would like to go see it. Sure,
like up at the St. Paul Winter Carnival?
Yes.
That's right.
It's supposed to be amazing.
What is your favorite sculpture in the book, Leslie?
I think my favorite in the sculpture in the book, I like the kitty in the basket. We made a little basket out of twigs, and we put a dog and a cat we made out of snow and made their ears out of eggplants. The dog's ear out of eggplants. I really love that project. It was easy. We had some kids help us do it. I think that might be one of my favorites.
Just lots of great ideas. A real fun book called Snowmen. And Leslie Jonath, thanks so much for being with us on WHO.
Thank you so much.
On Winzenburg on the Weekend.